Hey y'all, happy Monday. Happy Monday, y'all. It's Monday, y'all. We made it. It's the top of the week. How is your week going? Fill me in and let me know. We gonna call this, I don't know, Monday motivation. We gonna call this Monday motivation. How is your Monday going? I had an epiphany this morning. This light is gonna give me an issue, but that's okay because you can still clearly see me. I had an epiphany this morning and I just wanted to come share it and come talk about it because it's been crazy in a good way, though. Happy Monday, y'all. What y'all got going on this Monday? I don't know. I feel good. I feel peaceful. I feel grateful. It's like it's Monday. We are here functioning, obviously. And it's a great day to be alive. Happy Monday, y'all. I had an epiphany and I just wanted to come on here and talk about it, okay? Because I was realizing that I had to switch my space up, right? Like, I feel like I am one of those people that things have to flow and they have to make sense, right? So, like, for example, my bedroom is my bedroom. So, I don't feel like that's an appropriate place to do work. Any type of work, it doesn't matter if it's for my business, it doesn't matter if it's for someone else, it doesn't matter if I'm contracting, like, it doesn't even matter if it's for these purposes, right? If I'm just going live or if I'm just I don't know if I'm creating content. Hi, Eric. How is it going? Happy Monday. Tell me how you're motivating yourself on this Monday, how you're taking care of you. But yeah, I just feel like my bedroom is an intimate space, right? That's where my crown rests. That is like, such an intimate space. And I don't feel like Oh, thank you. And I just don't feel like it is appropriate to do work in there. So I had to switch stuff up today. And when I tell you I am having a freaking amazing day, like literally just because everybody love black women. Everybody do, even the ones that don't know how to treat us right because they don't like their mama. It's okay. But everybody loves black women. It's the thing. I'm glad to see that you love us out loud. um so yeah, I just realized that thank you. No, I don't. I'm just here and then I have TT as well under the same thing, All Things Mental Health LLC. But I had to switch it up. I had to move things around and it feels so freaking amazing. Like so amazing. Like oh my god, I can function and now I can like just it's separate. It's separate and I'm excited for my week. Ooh. Well, if you could tell me what that has to do with your space and what I'm talking about, I might answer it. I'm not, but Yeah. So since we're talking about it, self-confidence, that is something that came from me being in spaces where I had to rebuild myself, right? Where it just did not, and I'm a firm believer that if your mental is not right, your money is not going to be right, your relationships aren't going to be right, you're not going to parent appropriately. Like, if your mind and your emotional well-being is off, everything else in your life is going to be off. From Venezuela, yo, that's what's up. Hi. Is it hola? So fun fact, when I was in college, I took like 2 years of Spanish. It was actually a requirement. I took it all through high school, and then I interned, and a big part of the population where I interned a big part of the population where I interned, they were all Spanish speaking. So that was a time that my skills were superb because every day I had to be able to provide them service. And, when people are hungry, when they need their bills paid, when they need their lights, to make sure that their lights are going to stay on because they have children, we can't say, oh, well, there's a language barrier, so I can't help you. No, you figure it out. So I will say that was a time that my Spanish was really, really good. I was probably like 60%. Now it's terrible. The the bye. Uh, I ain't following that one. But yeah, y'all, it's a Monday. So since you guys are being interactive, which I appreciate, let me introduce myself. Hey, y'all. So my name is Key. I am the CEO and founder of All Things Mental Health LLC. I understand that everybody's not coming to the couch. So my goal is to bring the couch to you. Right? Everybody's not going to see a therapist. Everybody's not going to see a counselor. Everybody's not hiring a life coach. Some people cannot afford that. Some people don't believe in it. Some people don't even know or recognize that it's something that they need, right? So I'm just bringing it to you. I did create a digital product, Honey How's Your Mental, a journal for mental and emotional well-being, and it is created to go in a cycle because I am a lady, right? So I have a cycle, and that is how things work for me. So every day you're focusing on repairing your self-confidence, you're focusing on engaging in mindfulness activities, things like drinking a hot tea. And Shadow, look at my little mug, y'all. It's so cute. But yeah, those are the things that we focus on in the journal. And when you have a breakup, right? I guess, okay, I ain't gonna say all that. But what I will say is, okay, so you had a breakup, and now what? You can tell everybody what that person did to you and how they hurt you and they were so horrible and they were so terrible. But if you were with this horrible, terrible person for any amount of time, that means that you learned something. So what did you learn from being there? Those are the things that we focus on in the journal. It is 11:11, so be sure to check it out. But back to Monday motivation, y'all. Back to Monday motivation. What's motivating you this week? Greetings, happy Monday. Your description page is awesome. First time viewer here to watch your positive vibes from Phoenix. Okay, hey, Dutch, how are you doing? I'm so excited, y'all. I'm gonna keep turning this light on, and y'all just gotta bear with me. But how are you doing all the way from Phoenix, Arizona? I got these positive vibes because, for one, I worked in my journal this morning. There's a prompt in there that focuses on what are your strengths. And I know a strength that I have literally is my personality. It's just, if you see me at Publix, I would be the same way. So that's a strength that I have. And I worked through that in my journal this morning. And also, too, we are planning a girls' trip to Phoenix, Arizona. So you have to tell me some places that we should go visit. You have to tell us some restaurants that we should try, because we're planning a girls' trip out there. Like this summer, I think we are going in June. So you definitely got to let me know, what should I check out and what should I look at? Another part of having positive vibes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so sexist to believe that journaling has anything to do with your biological or the social construct of gender, right? That is crazy. Yes, a man should journal. You're a human being, right? You have experiences, right? Ups and downs, right? Like you go through grief, you have changes in your family dynamics, you have changes in your career. So, of course, you should journal. And there are so many different ways to do it. There is no right or wrong. Some people need, like what my journal is, right? There are a lot of different prompts and just exercises, things that you can do. Some people need that. Some people, like I journal, I still have my journals from when I was like a teenager. And I use it, yes, because I created it and it helped me repair my own mental and emotional well-being. So of course I use it. But also too, I have a separate journal where I just freehand. But journaling is not a part of a gender construct. And I really hate that that's a thing. People say the same thing about mindfulness or yoga, stuff like that. Order some journals, order some journals, make a purchase. Mhm. Mhm. So, Monday motivation, y'all. I'm doing great. I love your genuine positivity. Yikes, if you come in June, Phoenix is going to be hot weather. If you do come, go to Scottsdale Mall to hang out or Chandler Mall. Oh, wait. So it's going to be really, really. I just think German is so emotional and men usually don't connect with their emotions because men were conditioned not to connect with their emotions. That is why. So when Sally at 4 years old falls off her bike and hurts herself, everybody pampers her. But when Joey falls at 4 off his bike and scrapes his knee, it's like, come on, man, you okay? Stop all that crying, because men have been conditioned not to connect with their emotions. But let me ask you this: how can you lead a family if you don't know how you feel? That's why y'all have heart attacks and die at 40 and 45 and 50. Your lifespan is supposed to be significantly longer, but especially for single men, if you don't have a wife, a girlfriend, a long-term partner, like you might want to figure it out. I just really hate that that's a thing. And I did not realize how real that was until I got in the field and I started working. Um, at the time that I did work in that capacity, I didn't realize how much of a thing that really was. And it's like, wow, men oftentimes they don't have a safe space. They don't really have a whole lot of places where they can be raw in their emotions without judgment, without a solution. So I know that at least here in America, and culture also plays a role as well. So that is a real thing, but I just encourage you to remember at I'm sorry. I just encourage you to remember that at the end of the day, you are a human being and you deserve to be able to connect with your emotions. You cannot lead a family if you can't connect to how you feel, right? You can't um, manage money well if you cannot connect to your feelings. It's like you walking around waiting to explode. Don't I would encourage everybody. That's why mindfulness is important. That's why sitting, taking some deep breaths in the morning. I encourage you, man, woman, non-binary, it does not matter. If you are a human being, this is necessary. So I really encourage you to, when you wake up in the morning, try taking 15 deep breaths and not just, no, not like that. Like 4, 6, 8. Try that breathing pattern and do that like 15 times before you check your phone, before you get out of the bed, before you do anything, even before you get up to go relieve yourself. As soon as you wake up in the morning and try incorporating that. And I guarantee you that will help you connect to your feelings because then you're present in your own body. Oh, that just made me ramble. That just made me ramble for a minute. Obviously, that's something that I'm passionate about. I'm sorry, Dutchman. You said that it was going to be really hot, and you said to go to the Scottsdale Mall to hang out or Chandler Mall. So I'll definitely be sure to check that out. But back to Monday motivation. Tell me, what have you guys done so far to make sure that your week is going to be successful? How have you organized your life? What systems are you implementing for success? I definitely will. And I'm going to tag you. I'll make sure I tag you and say, I went to where you told me to go. But Monday motivation, y'all let me know. What systems are you implementing for success? What does that look like? What systems are you implementing for success? What new things are you doing? What small but consistent thing have you been doing? Have you done one thing to make this year better than the last calendar year? It's Monday. We can't be sitting on our butts. And I hope you up and dress for the day already, even if you're not going nowhere. Even if you literally are about to be in the house all day, I really hope that you have washed your hind parts. I really hope that you have brushed your teeth and combed your hair. Use some floss, right? I really hope that those are things that you have done because you deserve that. That's definitely motivating. When you look good, you feel good, and you accomplish more. Life is already hard. You don't have to be ugly while you're doing it. And ugly not being what happened when your mom and your dad got together. Ugly not being aesthetics. Ugly being your countenance is low. That is the worst thing ever when you are around someone and they are just constantly, constantly, constantly low. Constantly, constantly, constantly. It's a problem. It's an issue. Like don't nobody. Mm. Mm. So you guys tell me, let me know, what's your Monday motivation looking like? How are you taking care of yourself? What does that look like for you? What systems are you putting in place to make sure that you are staying on track for accomplishing your goals? What have you done to make you feel good about you? Have you affirmed yourself today? Have you told yourself how wonderful you are? Have you reminded yourself how resilient you are? Have you reminded yourself of all the experiences that you've had and all the things that you've been through, and yet and still here you are? Have you reminded yourself of that? Have you gave yourself a pep talk? A little pep talk. It's okay to talk to you. Stop waiting on, I definitely will. I definitely will. Stop waiting on other people to do it for you. You can do that for yourself. It's terrible when you see someone and you give them a compliment. And sometimes we just down, y'all. Sometimes we just need a friendly reminder. Sometimes we need somebody to say, "Oh, your hair is so pretty." Sometimes we need somebody to say, you smell nice," right? I'm not talking about that, but I'm just talking about people who rely on external validation. They have an external locus of control, meaning that everything about them is due to outside forces. They like this music because the people that they are around like this music. They wear their hair like this because the people they're around wear their hair like this. This is their communication style because this is what's accepted around them, and they adapt. This is the person. They are different people everywhere they go. You ask 10 different people, you get 10 different answers. Who said that? But you ask 10 different people, you gonna get 10 different answers. Those are those people. You rely on external validation. You should have a good internal locus of control. Self-care is such a chore for me. For some reason, I feel selfish when I indulge into me. Carl Jenkins, you really need to get that journal. You really do. Let me show you why. Okay, first of all, self-care um, is not a chore. It is necessary for good overall health. We can start there. We can talk about science, right? I don't even necessarily have to talk about the other benefits. We can talk about science. Good hygiene is a part of self-care, and that's necessary for good overall health. Right? If self-care feels like a chore, it's probably, and listen, I am bringing the couch to you, okay? I am a professional, but I am not professional, right? So I will give that disclaimer. However, when someone tells me that self-care is a chore, it's like, okay, are you experiencing the blues? You know, it is January, depending on where you live. Maybe you got a little bit of the winter blues. Self-care should never feel like a chore. It should be as essential as breathing. If you feel selfish when you're indulging into yourself, that would indicate that you're putting everyone else's needs above your own. And then we find ourselves upset because we are not getting our return on investment. Carl, you got to learn how to set some boundaries, my guy. I'm going to assume, based on the name, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that you are a male. You got to learn to set some boundaries, my dude. I'm never about to feel bad for taking care of me. And anybody that tries to make me feel bad for is not someone who I'm going to be connected to for very long, if at all. Because I matter, because Carl Jenkins, you matter. You're not going to be able to be successful in the different areas in your life if you're not properly taking care of yourself. And self-care is not neglecting your responsibilities to other people. Self-care means that you recognize you matter. Self-care means that when I journal, my emotions have a safe place to land. So I don't have to worry about someone at work says something I don't like, and now I done got fired because I done punched him in the face. Because I don't regulate my emotions, because I just hold it all in. Like, no. I would encourage you to play it all the way out. What happens when I take care of myself, and whatever that looks like to you? What happens when I don't take care of myself? So this is a reason why you need to get this journal, right? Honey, take care of you by, and there are 6 different options that you can choose from to take care of you. And you know what the best part about my product is that it's actually digital, meaning your girlfriend's not going to come to your house and be like, oh, what's this? Because it's digital. So that's what I was saying. I'm so sorry that you feel like self-care is a chore. That's terrible. You shouldn't feel that way. God, spirit, the universe, Buddha, whatever you subscribe to, did not put you here on the planet Earth at this appointed time for you to feel like taking care of the very vessel that they blessed you with is a chore. That doesn't really add up. And even if you're a non-believer, we can always go back to science. You got to have good self-care for good overall health. Monday motivation. Somebody tell me what system they put in place to make sure that this week is going to be successful for them. I told y'all I moved some stuff around. Okay, I move some stuff around and I feel so much better. When I say so much better, so much better. Like, oh, God. And we're going to keep this system like this. We're not going to revert back. I'm going to keep this just like this, how it is. And then my space can go back to being my space. And I don't care what it is. Like, I'm talking about down to if I have to edit, I'm not editing in my bedroom. It is my intimate space. That is my system that I put in place this week that we're going to continue doing to make sure that things are successful for me. So tell me, what systems have you put in place to make sure that this is going to be a successful week for you? What new things have you implemented? What have you been telling yourself you're going to implement and you still haven't done it yet? That's a real thing too. That's a real thing. I'ma do this. I'ma do that. I'ma. Do y'all know people like that? Every time you talk to them, they telling you about their plan. And sometimes it's a plan they've been having for years, and things do take time, but you got to move your feet in a tangible way. That's another thing too. I feel like we trick, thank you. I feel like we trick ourselves into believing that we're doing more than what we actually are. Like, if you have a goal that you're working towards, I'm A-okay with that. That's wonderful. That's what we should be doing. Whatever that goal might be to you or for you. However, what tangible steps are you taking? Tangible, meaning we can see the fruit of it. There is a lot that you have to do on the back end. Okay, when I created this journal, it was a lot that I had to do on the back end. And I didn't do that. That was me. That was, you know what? I'm not liking where my mental and my emotional well-being is. This that I just experienced. What in the what? Oh, no. We cannot ever be in this situation again. Every single day I got up and I said, what do you need today for your mental and emotional well-being? What do you need to pour into yourself today? What do you need to repair? Scratch that. Because sometimes you ain't got to repair. You ain't got to repair was not broken. Because your mental and your emotional is not broken. You just haven't poured into it. See how I just changed that perspective? We call that reframing the negatives. That's a cognitive distortion, right? So we just gonna reword all of that. You're not repairing your mental and emotional well-being. It's just depleted. It's just low. You just run it on fumes. And your life will show you that that is where you are. You find yourself in places you ain't never been before. You find yourself in a repeated cycle of, I always find myself here. Either way, that is an indication that your mental and emotional needs some attention. So every morning for 31 days, I gave my mental and emotional some attention. We gonna pour into this. We gonna quiet all of the noise. We gonna bring everything just down. We're not gonna go external, right? Not an external locus of control, an internal locus of control. Not what did they say about you? What do you say about you? How do you feel when you sit with yourself? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Not what they said, not what you heard, not what you experienced. What do you say about you? Internal locus of control. You ain't gotta pay $400 for that. You don't have to run your insurance for that. You don't have to be worried that one day it's gonna be subpoenaed and everything you said is gonna be said, because that's real. You just buy the journal. It's digital. I have it in that style because it was my first project. right? So I wanted to have, I use both. I have the digital version on my iPad, which is like my personal, this is what I use. And then like sometimes if I'm live, I'll open up a page and we'll work through it. Like I have a coloring worksheet in here for mindfulness because that's a real thing. Your central nervous system needs to be relaxed. You cannot do anything successfully if your central nervous system is wound up like a clock. So you need to do things to relax. You need to give yourself some love and compassion, right? Some self compassion. Every heart, something that you love about you. That's another way to have a successful week, right? Monday motivation. Have you affirmed yourself today? Some of y'all just let people just it's not even what you think about you. It's what all these people done told you you are. And for whatever reason, you are believing them. You have internalized all of the noise, and that's so terrible. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. People know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. It is never an accident. It's never a mistake. It's never they don't understand. It's never you got to be paid. People know exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. So it's so important that your voice is louder than anybody else's, another human anyway. Your voice should be louder than anybody else's. And if you are around someone, attached to somebody, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your man, your girl, your wife, your husband. If the dog make you feel away, it could be the dog. Okay, if you are attached to someone who is, it is their mission to make you doubt or question yourself, you need to do one or two things. You need to leave effective immediately. No closure needed, no explanation. That's okay to do, right? Journal. So you can pour into your mental and emotional well-being. We're not repairing it because it's not broken, but you are going to pour into it. And you're just going to reflect. I literally have a prompt in there called the X Factor. What did you learn about yourself after the fact? I did a video. Everybody is tired of hearing about that. They just don't tell you because they don't want to hurt your feelings because you know you be playing a victim over there. And sometimes we are. I'm not saying that to be insensitive. Sometimes we are. Sometimes we are hook, line, and sinker. Sometimes we so blinded we don't see it coming. When they plotting and you don't see it, you miss it. That's okay. Or you do see it and you just ignore it. You're mental and emotional. It needs some pouring into. So while you may see the red flags, there is a part of you that cannot actively address it as need be because internally you feel like you're missing something. Yeah, I got on here talking about Monday motivation, but I promise you, I guess all this is Monday motivation. I don't know. It's been a little everywhere. That's okay though. Tell me what systems you guys have in place. I am about to, I have some stuff that I need to do and work on, so I'm about to get ready to get off of here. Um, but yeah. You guys take care of yourselves. Have an amazing Monday motivation. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Um, Take care of yourself. Okay? Like the cup says, love you, be you, see you. Okay? Do that for yourself. And you guys take care. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.